Hello everybody and welcome back. I hope you're doing well because I haven't. I know people are gonna yell at me for being late on this one. This album came out already like 2 weeks ago by the time that I'm filming this. I meant to get to it earlier, but I kind of ended up being a little bit sick, and you can probably hear it just a little tiny bit in my voice. I was so busy, and then I started having random symptoms, and I thought I was having like this major throat situation because I had like immense pain in my throat. Turned out to be like some sort of like tonsillitis, even though technically I got my tonsils removed when I was 6, so that's still kind of a mystery that's happening in my life right now. Lo and behold, I lost my voice for like about 4 to 5 days before I really felt okay to record a video. It's not 100% back, but at least I can talk, and because a lot of my work during the day involves talking to other people, I would usually like end my day almost not having my voice anymore. So today is like the first day that I actually can sit down and talk and communicate with you guys. That being said, today we're finally reacting to Bebe, the album by Bebe Rexha. I've been waiting for this one for a little while, pretty much ever since she announced it, or even before that when she released her single that I reacted to before, so you can go back in my channel and watch it. And yeah, today we're reacting to a 12-track album that's including a few features, including Snoop Dogg. I think I saw some sort of like performance on Jimmy Kimmel, I think, where she dressed up as a weed leaf. I was like, well, I mean, very fitting. I don't know what I don't know. I have no idea what the context was, but I guess we're gonna figure it out together. Also, one featuring involving Dolly Parton for the closing of the album. I'm not sure where like the sound of this album or project is going, because originally I thought it was going to be more of a throwback, like 70s 80s inspired project, but I'm Good, isn't it? Like a modern day dance track with David Guetta as part of the album. Sonically speaking, that really threw me off, so I have no idea what to expect really. But yeah, I guess we're gonna discover that together right now, so let's get into it. So as I said, first track of the album, Heart Wants What It Wants. I reacted to it. You can go watch my reaction to both, I think, the song and the music video that I did. I'm gonna do a quick like summary of how I've been feeling about the song ever since it was released. But for now, let's just enjoy it together. I can't promise you love, it was love, it was love, it was love till it wasn't. To be honest, like the song's still as good to me as it was when I first listened to it. It has to be more in a slightly specific mood. Like you want to have something upbeat, but still kind of feel like not angry, but still kind of those like feelings inside of just like wanting to get stuff done, because it's not like a super positive song, but like production wise, like it still sounds amazing, and it was super well done. And it's actually a great opener to the album because it has those elements of like, well, the beginning, the intro, like the instrumental part before she starts singing is like long enough to create that kind of environment. And that being said, also because it is the first track, technically that can act as an intro, and the rest of the songs don't necessarily have to match up with that intro, because as we find in like many different albums, the intro track is usually very different from the rest of the album. It's much more of like an attention grabber. But yeah, no, still as good. See, my voice cracked again. Get ready for a lot of that. Actually, I kind of sound like that TikTok sound. Sir. I don't know what it says exactly, but I'll try to put it now. Sir, are you there? Oh, wait a minute. It does stay in the 70s type of sound. Okay. I need a miracle man, say amen, amen. 'Cause a woman like me ain't easy to please. Push me up against the wall and make me go. Drink your holy water, sip it slow. That last, or the second verse, I guess, her vocals are very different from anything I've heard from her songs before, including her own, like her complete albums. I really liked what she did, and she had, I think, 2 layers, one higher like pitched and one lower pitched stacked on top of another, and it really sounded great. It sounded different, but it fits the song so well, and I really loved it. I don't know why it grasped in my mind so much, but I really like the sound of it. And the concept, I mean, of Miracle Man, I think it sets the tone for the rest of the album, although it's kind of contradictory considering the first song is I just, you know, I'm not into you anymore, I just want to leave. And now she needs a Miracle Man, like, kind of stirred up your own problems. But other than that, like sonically wise, that grammar, like sonically speaking, yes, sonically speaking, that part just like blew my mind away. I don't know why or what element specifically, but it was just well conceived.
Every other lover, every other lover, every other lover, every other lover, let me back to you. Can you be my miracle man? Miracle man.
I really didn't expect the song to stay like in the same sonic theme as Heart Wants What It Wants, and it really makes for, like, you know, the beginning of an album really like cohesive, although it's only 2 tracks in, but it matches like the rest, like the whole concept behind the album, like the aesthetics, the cover of the album, the 70s vibe. It's really interesting, but I'm also surprised that I mean, I haven't heard any of the other singles other than Heart Wants What It Wants because I wanted to be surprised during the project, but I could almost see it as like a potential single. I don't think it's like, I don't think it would technically be strong enough to perform on the radio, but I don't know, for some reason, like, it sounds great. I can definitely see it for like some ad synchronizations, like putting the music in TV and movie ads, or in a movie, or in a TV show, or, you know, whatever other possibility. There's something about it that really, I liked it a lot. It's kind of mid-tempo. It's not too catchy. It's not too like pop trying to catch your attention. But I don't know. There's something about it. I can't pinpoint exactly what it is. I liked it a lot.
'Tis the season for pleasing. What happens here stays here, or is the smoke fucking with your ear?
Floating on the ceiling, sinking to the feeling. I'm spinning now.
It sounds very ABBA. I mean, obviously classic disco.
Last night, I got higher than a satellite.
That makes a lot of sense.
I'm cool with the Neptunes and Mars. Stratosphere out of here. What a night, what a year, what a life.
Interesting. I like how Snoop Dogg had actually the second verse and not necessarily the bridge, or like the outro, or like some other part. He came into the song like really early, and also was part of the intro, which, I mean, that's a little more like standard. His flow really reminds me of California Girls. This sounds like a very 2023 version of California Girls, like the way that he, like his presence. I understand why it's a single. Like, it's definitely that fun pop, upbeat, disco, feel good type of song, and with a feature obviously makes sense for commercializing the song. It's a simple concept. I mean, I don't hate me, but like, I feel like we're over songs about getting high and parties, and like we had a whole era of that I want to say in between like 2010 2018-ish, before we got a lot more into like the sad girl pop music that's a lot more, you know, lyrically deep. And I mean, I understand it because it's meant to be a feel good song. It's not meant to be something deep and intense, but I feel like it's like the type of topic that's been covered a lot in songs already. So that's like my only slight critique. However, production wise and vocal wise, I really agree. I like the feature. And I mean, I'm not even like, I'm just a little bit halfway into the song. That being said, I like it. It sounds good.
Dancing outside my body. Don't even try to stop me. Dancing outside my body. I took a one-way ticket. It's a one-man mission to paradise.
I'm trying to remember. There's like one specific ABBA song that it really reminds me of. There's a part of the melody that like really rings a bell, but I can't tell which.
To the Milky Way.
Like to the Milky Way, when she says that. There's a part of a song from ABBA. I think it's The Winner Takes All. Takes It All.
The winner takes it all.
I think that's what it is.
Temptations in the Milky Way.
Yeah, okay. I don't know if you well, obviously you don't see music. Well, some people do. I forgot what the medical condition is, but some people do. I don't know if you hear the similarity between like the melody, like the you know, the two melodies, but anyway, it just reminded me of that, and it was nice to hear. So yeah, that's what I thought about the song.
I've been thinking you were purple skies to me.
We're now changing decades. Like, we really had that disco late 70s, early 80s, and now it really sounds like early 90s dance music. I think, although it could be like a sort of a like story arc where it goes like, it starts in the 70s and like we kind of go through time. I don't know what it's gonna. Honestly, I'm just gonna let it play because I have no idea what to expect.
Only when it rains, only when it rains, I'll come right back to you.
So far, hold on. So this is like, sonically speaking, a straight up competitor to Violet Chemistry and River. And I think that because her Miley's, and I'm not that I want to compare, and like, everybody's good, everybody's artist, we deserve to listen to everybody. That like, let me put out that statement before I get one more comment about me comparing to other artists. It's part of my job. Once again, I work in music marketing. Yes. Next, it's like, comparing is normal. It's part of human nature. We compare it to improve, to get better. We're like, development and evolution is part of our DNA. I'm just stating that. Now, because technically the song Miley's single is performing so well, I think it's overshadowing River the same way, ironically, as I'm Good Blue is, I think, overshadowing a lot of like the other songs on the album, which is sad because honestly, as I'm listening, I mean, we're only 4 tracks in, but as I'm listening to them, they all sound like singles. It's rare that I listen to an album and I'm like, this could be a single. Oh, the second one could be a single. Oh, third one could be a single. Like, honestly, 4 on 4 right now. Sonically, late 80s, early 90s, really like is in the same sound range as the 2 other songs that I compared to. And I like it a lot. I think it's the type of song that could work super, super well for a slightly older market. Say, it's gonna sound weird that I'm saying this, like 45 plus. Like, I can imagine this on a radio station that plays also a lot of like throwback songs. Because it would fit so well sonically with them. Lyric wise, it's fine, but production wise, I really like it.
All through the night, like a bird in flight, under the moonlight, caressing me right. Someone to set me free. I call on me.
Oh, whoa.
Someone to hold me, satisfy all my needs.
Okay, this is it's making me go through a whole wave of emotions. Like, it makes me want to go clubbing, and I haven't done that in like, actually, I don't know when's the last time I did that. I'm more the type to stay inside with like friends and play board games and stay up until like 3 a.m. just like drinking, talking, catching up, talking about, you know, memories and like playing card games or whatever. I'm not so much like the type to go clubbing, maybe once in a while, but I don't know, something really changed with the pandemic. But that being said, yeah, the song really reminds me of like the 90s hits in the clubs, or like, remember when DJs had albums that they would remix like plenty of songs and they would release that at the time that they made money with the sale of albums, like physical CDs. It's like kind of the good old days, and I think it makes a lot of sense. I mean, I understand how I'm Good fits in the album now. There was really that transition like into dance, like electronic dance music. So I don't know how it's gonna come back after that. We're gonna figure it out together. But otherwise, like, it's probably the one I like the most so far, to my surprise. And also, it really sounds like a nostalgic album, but definitely like there's a big trend in the market right now for like throwbacks of the 90s, but it's cool. I like it. I get it why it was a single, but also that paired up with like I'm Good being still active on the charts. I mean, it didn't have the power to take over. I don't know if it was used just for like additional content and promotion online, but yeah. It really sounds like my two brain cells went, oh, we're due for a night out. Let's go out clubbing. Let's go dance and have fun. Let's forget about everything else in life and just like focus on dancing. I can imagine them like wearing like a 90s like white tank top and just like those like black glasses that made you kind of look like you were from The Matrix, and like a lot of like black leather. Yeah, wow, that's a very specific sight in my brain right now. Anyway, and I mean, what can I say about this one, honestly? I'm gonna do something kind of stupid. I know I haven't reacted to the song like on this channel, so I will give my input after, but the delay that it had, you guys are really gonna think I'm weird, but I don't care. News alert. The delay that it had reminded me, I don't know why, the way I talked over the beginning and tried to stop at the moment that she started singing really reminded me when I did like TV and radio hosting and we were learning how to do like the radio like intros and trying to cut off, and we would have a timer like how many seconds we have until like the singer starts singing in the song. So it would sound, and I'm gonna try to do this, I might fail though, but I'm gonna try to do it. It would sound like, hold on, let me just figure out at which seconds she starts singing. Okay, so at 14 seconds, so I would go, and I mean, I apologize for the wreck of a voice that I have, but it would sound something like this. Next up on 101.9, wow, what am I saying? Is this a website? Let me start over. Right now on 101.9, why do I keep saying that? Oh my god. Right now on 101.9, it is a revamp of the 1998 success Blue by Eiffel 65. It is I'm Good by David Guetta and Bebe Rexha. Something like that. I don't know if that sounded good. Anyway, but like, you kind of get the point. I really had to force my voice for a second there.
'Cause I'm good, yeah, I'm feeling alright. Baby, I'ma have the best fucking night of my life. Yeah, I'm feeling alright.
So yeah, I mean, aside from the fact that we're kind of skipping through decades on the album so far, which is kind of cool, it makes for like a time capsule / time portal that we just keep jumping from. I mean, the song is the hit that it is. I don't necessarily listen to it because it's like a super intense like EDM, but I understand why it's that big of a hit. It's just unfortunate that it kind of overshadows the other singles of the album. I mean, they didn't have a choice but to put it on the album to try to carry over the success of the song to Bebe's album. But I don't know, to me it kind of ruined the opportunity to like really showcase like Bebe's other songs and, you know, singing ability and the productions that are found on this album. But it's a good song. There's a reason why it's a hit and it's catchy and it's still performing on the charts, even though it was released like last year. And I guess that makes it technically the leading single of the album. And it's kind of that situation where like the #1 single was the most successful, and just you kind of try to, you know, try to drag it as long as you can and like get that coin. You get that coin. Oh, so we're staying in that
I
dance.
can read the signs written in your eyes. Only love can save us. So every second you're gone, my world turns cold.
Wait, I don't understand why that one was not a single. I really don't. That is by far the catchiest one besides Blue, because it's a sample, so that obviously people recognize the sample, and like that was an automatic setup for success. But this one is by far the best one I've heard now. I'm sorry, I'm spitting. Oh my god. Sorry, I'm getting really emotional over this. I'm kind of mad, and my voice is kind of leaving. It's doing like the two brain cells just out of office. Holy crap! Whoa, the math ain't mathin'. I really hope they make that one an actual single. Literally, the moment that I'm Good fades out of the charts, this is the one that has to step in. Like, this is truly the one that has to step in.
All I see are visions of another life. Baby, please, don't go. Stay with me, 'cause I need you.
Like, you automatically grasp onto it.
Every second you're gone, my world turns cold.
Whoa.
be wanting more.
Oh, okay. The only small, tiny, ever so little critique that I have to make about this was it would have been so nice for her to drag out that last note and have like a bar, just like vocal only, just like the high pitched note. Like I can't do it because my voice is disappearing, but you know what I mean. Like and just like head into the chorus again after, but just have that moment where it's like it peaks. That's the only thing that was missing. Only thing. I still like the song though.
Always taking you gone, my world turns cold. Baby, please don't go.
Wow. Okay, yeah. I correct myself again. This is my favorite one of the album so far. It's actually really, really good. This is, yeah, by far to me the best one. Even more than I'm Good, which could be controversial. Maybe not. I don't know. But this definitely has to be one single coming up. This would be perfect for the summer. Kind of gives me a little bit like Rainbow Road Mario Kart vibes, a little bit. So far, the album is a lot more cohesive than I expected it to be, which is good. But yeah, wow.
There was a time I could barely feel.
There's a very interesting phenomenon in the songs of this album, and actually many other songs of 2023. I feel like it's starting to really blend decades and different instruments together. Like 3 or 4 of them, like Call on Me, Visions, and this one, I'm Not High, I'm in Love, seem to be like EDM club music from the 90s, but all incorporate like a different element from the 80s or the 70s, whether it's a bass guitar, whether it's the strings that are found in typical disco music, or just like, because you hear like the arpeggio clearly from synth in this one, but like you clearly have the strings at the beginning that scream very disco nostalgic. So it's like they're blending genres together. I like it a lot. It's like how to make it like sound familiar but also new at the same time.
Now I see the colors dancing all around the room. Kaleidoscope of lovers and it led me back to you.
I kind of like that panning situation.
I'm not high, I'm in love, I'm on fire. I'm not high, I'm in love.
I'm not gonna lie, this is like the first song of the album so far that I'm like a little less inclined to like go back immediately and listen to. It definitely fits the album though, like sound wise and like concept wise. It was fun to listen to in like from a production perspective, because I feel like they played around a bit more, like they kind of broke the rules a little bit more on that one. So it was kind of it's not, it makes for a nice little break on the album, but it's not necessarily a standout track to me. As a like, if I'm listening to the whole album, I won't skip it, that's for sure. Would I go back to it as a single song? I don't think so, but who knows, maybe with time, if I listen to the album over again, that could change.
I saw the end and the beginning, that's the hardest part.
That is definitely the same drums as Heart Wants What It Wants.
Tell me how I could live without you in a love like this only comes once.
It kind of reminds me of a song, like a rock song that I can't pinpoint exactly which one I'm thinking of. So tell me, if you guys can figure out what I mean, it feels like an 80s song, like a rock production. Da-da, show me, like that. I don't know if you guys are gonna find it, but yeah, it's really tickling my brain right now. I don't know why.
Could live without you in a love like this only comes once. Tell me.
Oh. It's really interesting because we're more than halfway into the album. We're on, like, we just finished track 9 out of 12, and I haven't felt that mid-album slump. Like, that's a fact, like, something that happens often in, like, albums where you kind of hit the halfway mark, and it feels kind of like, oh, you're, you know, hitting a slump before it picks back up again. I don't feel that with that album. I have a feeling that it's going to probably slow down for the end though. We're going to see, I guess, with the last 3 tracks that are remaining. But I think that putting I'm Good straight in the middle was the perfect thing to do to keep up the energy. And actually, it feels like the album so far kind of like went upwards and then went back, like a kind of a distribution curve. And it kind of did the same thing with like the eras too. It feels like it started like in the 70s and then went all the way up to the late 90s, and then it's kind of slowly coming back to like earlier decades, which is kind of cool actually. I like that.
We were never meant to live forever. We were all born to die.
Oh, I feel like I should have a lighter right now. Just like
That as long as you're by my side, it's been one hell of a ride. Forget the afterlife.
ooh.
Baby, I'm fine right here.
It kind of gives me like every rose has its thorns vibes.
Come meet me on the flip side. Haven't felt this way.
The choir is an interesting touch too. Like I didn't expect that in that song.
But every time you kiss me, I'm born again.
This is for sure. I mean, 100%. I see this as the last song she sings at her concert before the encore. The encore being obviously I'm Good because that is the big hit, and typically encores are like the biggest hit of the era. But this is definitely like the part of the you know, like everybody's cheering and everybody's like, oh, thank you for the amazing night, thank you for being, you know, part of this, and like I hope I get to see you next time I come by, and you guys have been amazing, have a good night. And like I see that, I totally see that scene. At this point my 2 brain cells are pretty much at a concert right now. They're just like imagining the whole scene and just like, oh, we love the concert, thank you, Bebe. The voice doesn't make it any better right now. Ooh, wait, hold on. Before I start the song, interesting fact. I think I saw, it was a snippet of an interview on the Zach Sang show, which, by the way, Zach Sang, if anybody can link me up with him, find me a job and help me do what he does, just saying. Like, that's exactly the type of conversations I would love to have with artists. To be able to dig in their brains and kind of see like how they function and how they view music and how they come up with their ideas. Just, I love what he does. Anyway, that aside for now, she was on his show and I think they were having a discussion about like how we've known Bebe for many singles and many hits, but haven't necessarily known Bebe as like an artist, as a singer, like as herself. And so the reason why she named this album Bebe is because she kind of is presenting herself in that album, which I, just as we started the song, realized I Am is probably that embodiment of that presentation aspect of the project. So I'm curious as to what the lyrical content is going to look like, but that's kind of where my brain went. Of course, my brain went to when I saw the title.
And I said a prayer so you'd have everything you need. I am a god, I dance with the devil. I am a lover. If I'm everything, why am I not everything to you?
Oh, that one hit me right in the feels. I did not expect that. Ouch! Yikes! Whoa. Okay. I mean, the production on the song is amazing. Hold on. I'm speechless. I really did not expect the song to take that turn. Oh my god. Whoa. Okay. I mean, it still technically does represent the embodiment of what I was saying before, but ouch.
I am everything. I am enough. I am a woman. I am a rebel. Why am I not everything to you?
I see this as definitely being the opener to the show. That would be interesting as a statement to like here I am, here's who I am. Why am I not everything to you? And kind of have that dialogue with the audience of just like, You know, like why wasn't me as the artist well known? I know that technically the people there are fans, but you know, like start that show with that dialogue and then jump into like the dash tracks after and give that high energy performance and then obviously go on with the rest of the show. But wow, actually I really like this one. Like lyrically, to me it definitely stands out. I really like the production. It's another throwback song that I like the sound of that. I like that it's calling on sounds from decades that I feel like I haven't heard in a minute. And it reminds me when I used to be like on the school bus when I was a kid heading to like elementary school or high school, and the bus driver would put like some sort of like 80s 90s rock channel where it would play like throwback music and songs that I guess my parents kind of grew up with or heard as adults, and it suits her very well. Like honestly, really suits her specifically. I don't think a lot of people would have been able to pull it off, but for her, like, absolutely. And now I'm predicting Season to be a country song, though I could be surprised. It has Dolly Parton on it. Dolly Parton. Wow. Yeah, pardon me. Because I just messed up her name. Yeah.
The seasons change right under my feet. My mirror is a liar. Inside I'm still a child. I feel it.
Oh, that was a nice melody harmony situation. That was a nice closure to the album, and it made sense in the way where it sounds like a nostalgic retro country, like from the 70s. It doesn't sound like an old country. It stays within the realm of the album, but it's like, you know, what I would have expected from a closure to the album that was so like upbeat for such a good part of it that obviously it had to like slow down at some point, and there's different ways to do it, either to give it a break during the album or kind of to close it off. It was cute. It's nice. And to see that obviously like she went for Dolly for a duet, it was a nice little touch here. So this was my reaction to Bebe by Bebe Rexha, the album. I'm honestly kind of surprised. I knew what to expect of Bebe, but I am surprised by the fact that she delivered more than what I expected out of her, which was like obviously a typical good album. Like she knows how to do pop music, but it got like even went a little further from than that. So I mean, there are many songs that I will go back to. I was really surprised by this record. I honestly am thrown off by like the singles strategy from it, and I know that like sales wise it hasn't been doing all that much, which means that probably a lot of people are sleeping on Bebe still, which that is horrendous and downright just like lawfully wrong. What are you doing, people? Hello? Are you there? Are you alive? Are you living under a rock? Can I help you? Yeah, there are so many catchy songs, and the production was probably the most amazing part of it. The lyrics on most of them were okay. I mean, not like extraordinary or standout, but the musical writing and the musical production were on point. And it's such a project that is nostalgic and fits the idea so well that Bebe had for this like record. Honestly, I'm not even surprised at how it turned out so well. And I'm also even furthermore surprised that I'm Good really fit in the album so well. Like I was having a hard time imagining how the hell that track would have fit in the track list, but honestly that was great. And I'm definitely gonna go back to that album. I think that was a great record. It was very like, it stood out from all of the other products and projects that I've heard, and I call them products because obviously I work once again in marketing. But yeah, I loved it. I really enjoyed it. Here's my ranking of the album and the tracks that I liked the most to those that I might not have appreciated as much. But that being said, it doesn't mean that it won't change throughout time, because one track might move to another, spot, or you know, whatever that happens over time and over moods and things that you experience in your life. And sometimes the tracks relate differently to you after a certain event in your life, but that is what I feel in the moment. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed my reaction video. I'm going to rest. I'm going to let my voice rest a little bit. Hopefully I put out this editing quickly and I don't have to record other videos too quickly, because this is sort of like becoming a wreck, and I want to spare you me sounding like I can't even breathe properly and I'm just like a faint little whistle of a voice, which would not be amazing. So yeah, before I completely mess up my voice for the rest of my life, hope you guys are doing well, and I'll see you next time around with hopefully a better and fuller voice. Bye.